Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and this is my YouTube channel, The Simple Stitcher. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for dropping by. And I hope you enjoy what I've got to show you. So I worked on two projects this week. The first one is my chatelaine, which I got quite a bit done. So I did a stitch with me on this during the week, and if you've watched that stitch and chat, you would have noticed, or you would know that I spent more time unpicking than what I actually got stitched in that probably half an hour, because I realized that I was out. Somehow I wasn't getting the right number of stitches that I needed in the section, and this is the section that I was working on here. So I basically stitched this whole line here, and then unpicked it all when I realized that I couldn't get my lots of 4. What I found, so I put it away, and then what I found when I went back was I had actually, even though this joins up here, this outer border, what I worked out was I had 71 stitches down this side of the metallic, which is what I needed, and then I only had 70 on this side, so I was 1 short, and it was the same. So this one was 71, and then this one again was 70. So that's how, and I remember when I looked at it when I did it, I thought it looked slightly askew, but it joined up, so I thought, oh well, it's joined up, so it must be correct. But what I realized was when I did this line, because I couldn't get the right number of stitches in, that I was 1 short here. So I actually have to add another stitch, another metallic stitch on here. I've unpicked this bit, and what I'm going to need to do is I'm actually going to need to unpick this metallic line, which isn't too big a deal. It's not a really big deal. And then add 1 stitch onto this row up here, and then rejoin this line. So yeah, that was a bit frustrating when I couldn't work out why I was out. So add 1 stitch here, add 1 stitch up here, and then rejoin them, and then it'll all line up. So since then, since I've worked that out, I've gone back in and I've added in the wildflower, Karen wildflower here, and then I've put in the purple boxes. The other thing that I've found since I was doing this is I've got a new skein of 3835 here, and what I've actually worked out or realized is that the new skein is a slightly different color. It's a different dye lot, but it's not so significant enough. Like I can see if I'm really looking at it, but once it's done and it's up on the wall, I'm not gonna go like start jumping around trying to find another skein of 3835 to get that to perfectly match, because I don't think the difference is that significant. You can sort of see it on there, but it's not too bad, and there's so much variegation in this that if anyone looked at it and didn't know, they'd just think that it was the way it was meant to be, so I'm not even going to worry about that. So yeah, and then the other thing that I did was I finished off, I've done some more on this section of the meadow. So now I've just got to do the French knots in here, the beading, the little bit of beading that goes around here, and then put in, I've still got the big scrolls in the corners. So the next one I'll focus on is this section here, and then that meadow is finally done, thank goodness. Well, almost done. A big part of it will be done. So that's really, really good. I'm really excited about getting that done. So that's what's taken up most of my time this week. And I've got another tutorial that I've just loaded for the mushroom and fern mandala. So that should go up, that's scheduled to go up on Wednesday. So if you're interested in seeing how I stitch another section of this, I thought I dropped a needle. Then yeah, jump on and have a look at that. Okay, so then the other thing that I worked on this week was, oh, actually today, I started it today. If you can hear that in the background, it's just the washing machine. So the other thing that I started working on, it was my gingerbread reindeer mouse by Just Nan. I actually nearly bought a copy of this the other day. Lucky I didn't, because I've already got it. So I started working on that. And this is how far I've got. I only started this this afternoon. So I love the red on this ginger fabric. It's good. So this little square of fabric comes with the kit from the Silver Needle, I think is where I get these kits from. So that's what I've done for that. I haven't sat down and done a lot of stitching. I've uploaded the other video that I recorded this morning, the tutorial. I did that early this morning. I woke up on a Sunday. It's Sunday here, and I woke up at 7:15. So I decided to just get that little tutorial done, and then by the time Craig and I got organised, we got out of the house, had breakfast, it was like, or got up, got organised, and then went and got breakfast stuff. It was like 11 o'clock. Had lunch. Oh, was breakfast, but it was 12:30, and then I actually potted up some seedlings. So it's August. Oh, it's obviously August, but I have decided to. I've been inspired by another YouTube channel called Roots and Refuge Farm, and they've got like a little hobby farm, and they start all their stuff from seed, and they do lots of tomatoes and okra and just all sorts of different vegetables. So I've got inspired to start my own seeds. So you're supposed to start seeds in spring, or plant seedlings in spring. So I bought myself a little tray and a little mini greenhouse thing, like probably that big. And I started some seedlings today. So I started 2 types of black tomatoes, an heirloom, a red heirloom, yellow cherry tomato, about 5 types of tomatoes. Then I started some okra. I love okra. You either like okra or you don't. I love okra. It's so delicious, and it's really, really good for your gut health. It's really good. So I'm really hoping I can grow that. And then I started okra, the tomatoes, and then cucamelons. I started I think I only did one lot of cucamelons, and then I started 4 types of sunflowers because I was inspired by Roots and Refuge and Priscilla and Chelsea's sunflowers in their gardens. So I've got I got the teddy bear sunflower seeds, which I've started, the deep red velvet, I think they're called, I forget now, big burgundy red sunflowers, which are in Priscilla's garden. Then I got a yellow one with an orangey red rim in a circle, and then just a dwarf sunflower, which grows to like 25 centimeters by 25 centimeters, so it's not terribly big. So I've got them. So I started some of them. So I started 3 by, I think it was 6. So I started 18 sets of seeds today. So hopefully they take. It's going to be a couple of weeks before I see if the seeds come up, and then hopefully they do, and then hopefully they'll grow and turn into good plants, and then I'll either put them in the garden or put them in pots. Some of them I'll put in pots at this stage, because I don't quite have all my garden beds ready, but some I'll put in the ground. So I'm really excited about that. So I did that, and then I did a little bit of cleaning around the house, made my lunch for the week, or started to make part of my lunch for the week. and then I just sat down and did a little bit of stitching. So like that's what I've done about by the time I loaded the other video. So that's been my day. That's my stitching. Now I've got the comment of the week for last week. So thank you to everyone who commented on my videos last week. I really appreciate it, and I love going through and reading them and responding to you all. So it was really great, and there were some really, really great comments. The comment that I decided to pick as the comment of the week this week was from Susan. And Susan made a really, really good point, because I think this is certainly something that affects me, and I'm sure it affects a lot of other people. So she posted on one of my videos and she said, I find that when the frog comes calling that I take a day and rip out the stitches, and then you can either put them away and next time you can just work on them and work on them the same day. It just makes it easier not to get upset with your mistakes. We all just make mistakes, and this works for me. Love your stitching, and thanks for sharing this video. So thank you, Susan, because that comment was perfect timing. I obviously have had to frog some of my chatelaine this week, and I took your advice and I just ripped out the couple of stitches, and then I put it aside and came back to it the next day, and then got back into stitching and didn't worry about it. So I'm going to do that from now on. Just rip out the stitches straight away, get it fixed, and then not worry about it and come back to it the next day or a couple of days later and start stitching again. So thank you very much. So if you'd like to be a comment of the week, post your comment below. Post a comment below, and hopefully I'll pick you out next week and read your comment out. So thank you for taking the time to watch. It's only a short little video this week. I've had a bit going on, but I hope you've enjoyed what I've had to show you. And thank you for watching and subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video. Liking the video helps me get more visibility and helps for more people to find my channel and my videos. So yeah, until next time, have a great day. Bye.